Davis steps under center. Gibson and McClendon behind him. Davis with motion by Richard. Will give the ball to McClendon. He leaps. Oh, he doesn't get in. He fumbled the football. Carolina holds. The game is over. And Carolina has won the game.
Finley to throw. Over the middle, intercepted. Wolford again. Wolford the other way. At the 30, the 40. Wolford to midfield. Miles Wolford with the pick. The heels on the doorstep of an enormous victory.
Left side of the line. Hood standing to Williams' right. Williams gonna throw. One-on-one. Davis has it. Touchdown. Carolina wins. Carolina is the Coastal Division champion. Bernard fields it at the 26. Heading to the far side. Gio at the 35. Gio, he's at the 50. No, he's not. Yes, he is. Gio is gonna take it for a touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Connor Barth for the possible win. Snap, spot, kick away, high enough, long enough. It's good! It's good! Carolina has won the game on a 42-yard field goal by freshman Connor Barth. Good gosh, dirty!
This is the Heel Tough Blog Podcast. Big Heads Media Podcast.
Hey guys, and welcome into this edition of the Heel Tough Blog Podcast. It is Anthony Pagnotta back with you guys, and early signing day has wrapped up. And so we have a chance to get on a couple of the recruits in the 2020 class, and we'll start with 2020 offensive tackle commit, now signee, Cayden Baker. And well, Cayden, how's it been going for you, man? I know it's been a couple of great days for you. You get to sign with Carolina, and in between that, you've been doing some work on the basketball court. So how's it been going for you?
It's been a great week. You know, it feels surreal between taking my official signing and I'm playing in one of the biggest tournaments in the nation, City of Palms. Our team's doing pretty well. We're 2-1 right now. I grew up watching it, so it's really been a dream come true this whole week.
Well, you got to love that, and congratulations on all of the success, man. We're definitely going to be keeping an eye on you on the basketball court. And, you know, let's talk about that a little bit. You know, I think some of the people, you know, whenever they, you know, look at the guys that play both football and basketball, you know, they kind of wonder what kind of benefit it is for a football player. For you, how does it benefit you to play both basketball and football? Does it have any effects on the football field for you?
Yeah, I was blessed to grow up playing basketball. I think that's really where my athleticism comes from, my footwork. Really, everything that I've done on the football field has translated from basketball. That's what I thought I was going to do growing up. So I trained really hard, became the best basketball player I could, and then once I realized that football was really where I needed to be, I could just notice the athletic ability, the footwork that I had always done for basketball was really paying off for football. And it was, I mean, it's really just a blessing to have been exposed to basketball for my whole beginning of life, and then that translated really well for football.
Yeah, it definitely has. One of the more athletic guys in this class for Carolina, and really your game and your size kind of reminds me a little bit of when Charlie Heck came out. Also, you know, you got a little bit of background. You know, you played 3 years at offensive tackle, but you also spent some time last year at tight end as well. Is he maybe a guy, Charlie Heck, that maybe you model your game after a little bit?
I just met Charlie this summer. But I've watched him, and I think we're definitely similar. I try to model my game around guys like Andrew Whitworth in the NFL, you know, guys that have been doing it for a long time. I watch Joe Thomas highlights and like things he puts on YouTube about technique and stuff. So really, it's just I like to think I'm my own player, but you kind of get things from different people who have done it and been there, and just kind of use their words of advice to model your game.
So, our offensive line coach, Stacy Searles, he's been at Carolina for, this year and was at Miami. So, I know that you've had a relationship with him for a little while. What do you like about his coaching style? Is there anything in particular that really attracts you to playing for him?
Yeah, really. He's hard, but he knows what he wants out of the guys, and he's gonna get what he wants out of the guys. So, just having somebody who believes in you, but knows they're gonna push you until you do what they're asking of you is that's kind of what I was looking for. And then Coach Brown, he's an amazing man. I loved when I found out he went to Carolina. I actually reached out to Coach Searles, and so Coach Searles, I was the first one to reach out to Coach Searles, and then Coach Searles texted back, and he came down the next week and offered me after I reached out to him.
Our guys, a lot of the guys on the offensive line the last couple of years under, the new staff, especially this year, they like guys that can play multiple positions. Has the staff kind of told you what your role is going to be? Are you really just going to stick at tackle, or are they going to try to use you possibly at guard as well?
From what Coach Searles and Coach Brown have told me is that I'll be playing left tackle, and that's what they want me to play. They said I have the perfect frame and athletic ability to do it, but if I get there and they need me to play somewhere else, that's fine too. Whatever the team needs.
All right, so the last question I'll ask you before we let you go, you're part of a 2020 class that gets Carolina back in the top 20 and really has kind of put this team back on the map as it's gone along this season, along with their great play on the field. How honored are you to be a part of this 2020 class and part of what's basically seen as a rebuild that Mack Brown is heading up at Carolina?
It really is crazy. Growing up, I watched Mack Brown led Texas teams. The fact that he's the only active coach in the Hall of Fame, it's kind of a dream to play for a coach like that. And what he's done at North Carolina in just such a short period of time, it gets all of us recruits excited to be up there and to play for him and play for each other because, really he's turned that whole program around in less than 365 days. So it's exciting. That's what you want out of a coach, and that's what you want as a player is someone who he believes in you and you know that he's going to be there for you. So I think I can speak for everybody when I say that we're ready to get up there and work.
Well, that's great. We love to hear that, and we're extremely excited to see you out there on the field. Got some business you got to take care of on the basketball court first. We wish you the best of luck with that, and we'll talk to you sometime soon again, probably around Meet the Heels when we see you there. So for now, take care and go get that state championship for Fort Myers High School. All right, buddy?
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right. All right, so that is Cayden Baker, the 2020 three-star offensive tackle, sitting down with us. We're going to have a couple other guys that'll be coming on later today and then throughout the week as well, so make sure you guys keep an eye out for that. We will be doing the signing day recap version of the podcast here pretty soon. We were expecting to do it last night, but unfortunately there was some issues with some family issues, for Zach Hubbard. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to do that. We're going to try to get it done tonight or possibly sometime over the weekend, but we'll have that up for you guys as soon as possible. Right now, we just want to make sure that everything's okay with Zach and his family. So, just make sure that you guys send him some of your thoughts, and we'll get that up to you as soon as we possibly can. For now, make sure you head to the Heel Tough Blog website. You can read the signing day recap there. We have an in-depth look at all 25 players for you. We'll have everything that you need to know about all those guys. We even have everything about the early enrollees that you guys can check out. So make sure you check that out, as well as we'll have the bowl coverage for the game against Temple. Of course, the team getting ready to head out to Annapolis here. I believe they're going to leave probably either Monday. They're going to leave Sunday. Okay, so Sunday, and then they'll be up there, of course, go through all the festivities and get ready for a chance to close out Mack Brown's first season and get to 7-6. That would be huge for this Tar Heel team, and we'll have you updated with everything. We'll have the preview for you on the website, as well as the recap, trench report, and stock report, and then we'll also do the preview and recap on the Heel Tough Blog podcast. A reminder, make sure that you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast on all of your major platforms. iTunes, Google Podcast, as well as Spotify, iHeartRadio. You can even go to the home site, Spreaker.com, as a place where you can subscribe to it as well. Make sure that you don't miss a minute of this podcast covering everything Tar Heel football. Make sure you go over and check out all the stuff that we got on the Roy's Boys podcast, previewing the UCLA game. We'll have a recap of the UCLA game sometime during the next week. And then we will also, right now on the website, got some great articles. The preview, of course, for UCLA, but you can go back, look at the recap of the game against Gonzaga. Also, take a look at my analysis of the game. And then, of course, there's a little article that we've got up there about Jeremiah Francis as to whether or not he should start. An interesting read, and you guys can give your opinions below the article by just going down to the bottom and commenting. So, want to thank Cayden Baker for stopping by. Want to remind you guys, keep an eye out on the podcast page, because we're going to have some other guys coming up that are going to talk to us. But for right now, we thank you guys for listening to this edition of the Heel Tough Blog podcast. And remember, as always, go Tar Heels.